I died. I died at a tenth of a percentile of health. All because Diablo stood in front of the healing well and I couldn't click it. Alright, hello folks. Just wanted to show you this little video I had from a long time ago, back in May of 2012. I've just never posted it. It was my first kill of Diablo on Nightmare mode. And for those who are unfamiliar with Diablo 3's difficulty, it's normal, Nightmare, Hell, and then Inferno. So it was the second difficulty. And I was just dying all the time. And that last attempt I showed you at the start, it was so frustrating because Diablo stood in front of the healing well and I couldn't click it and I died. So that was frustrating. And I had been doing that for about 4 hours, as you can see in the top. It's almost 4 AM in the footage. So I was very shaky and very tired. I didn't know if I could do the fight again because it takes like 10 minutes. It's very grueling to pay attention for that long and have to dodge everything. Because if you get hit by one thing, you're pretty much screwed. Especially with me, because my gear wasn't that good at the time. And that's probably why it was very difficult, is because the gear of my character wasn't optimal. I actually found the next difficulty up to be way easier than this one. Probably because I had better gear at that point. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about boss encounter designs in general and why I enjoy them. It's pretty cool. That I love heroic raiding in World of Warcraft. Because yeah, you have to really like pay attention for a really long time and make sure that you know how to properly do the encounter and face different problems as you're continuing through it. So it's kind of a learning process as well. You just have to do it over and over again until you get in the groove of it, and that's kind of how you accomplish things in life as well. Is if you're having difficulty with something, it's important to like repeat it until you understand how it works. But at the same time, it's good to take breaks, especially like this. I could have probably done it the next day if I took a break very easily, because you know you're really shaky. And that's something you see in World of Warcraft when you do a lot of progress on a boss and it takes like a couple hours and you finally kill it, you're like super excited. But at the same time you're really shaky, so the next thing you do won't be as good performance. It's kind of good to take a break there. So here we go, we're in the shadow phase in this encounter, and for me this was the most difficult phase because as you can see the shadow form people, they hit ridiculously hard. I would be wiped in like 1 or 2 hits, so I had to be extra careful and make sure like all of my cooldown and defensive abilities were up at the appropriate time. Because Diablo himself doesn't really do that much damage if you avoid most of his abilities. Alright, I actually do want to go back to talking about facing problems and counter designs and how to progress in terms of when you have difficult things to achieve or you find them difficult. It's all about mindset, really. And that's what I mean by repeating something multiple times so that you see different perspectives of it and so that you understand how it works and why it works. And so that once you get in the groove of doing something, you kind of stop thinking about it. It becomes a reflex, it becomes second nature. But at the same time, if something goes wrong during that process, you have to be able to know how to do problem solving on the fly and knowing what tools you have available to you and how to use them. And so that's very important in problem solving like this, and that's why I like World of Warcraft encounters, especially the heroic bosses, is because yes, they have a set amount of abilities, and after doing it multiple times, you know when the abilities are coming and how to handle them. If someone gets wiped, you have to know, okay, here are the tools that I have available to me, and I have to use them creatively. I have to be creative during problem solving. And don't think too hard, just let it flow, let it go, and see where it brings you. Because a lot of the times doing that will actually give you a solution that you wouldn't be able to think of, because it's more intuitive. And a lot of what I'm talking about right now as well is when I say knowing the tools that you have available to you, in life it's also knowing yourself, knowing what you can handle. So, for example, in these encounters, I know what class I'm playing and what build I've made. I've made a certain build that accommodates my playstyle, and for this encounter specifically, I've taken a certain amount of defensive abilities so that I gave myself some breathing room. I know, okay, if this hits me, then that's okay. I didn't want it to hit me, I'm trying to dodge it, but if it hits me, it's okay because I have those tools available and I know my limits. And that kind of applies in real life as well, where if you're trying to accomplish something and you kind of digress off the path of that. So if you're trying to do a diet, for example, and you eat, and then one day you eat something that is not part of that diet, and don't make yourself feel bad about it, because know your limits, know what you're capable of, know that doing that will not harm you in the long run if you do it just once, or just so that you learn the process of getting hit in a sense, and then knowing how to proceed from there on and not make that mistake again. Alright, this was supposed to be a Diablo 3 video, and I kind of went on a tangent about mindsets and knowing your limits and things like that, so that's probably not what you wanted to hear, so I'll be quiet now and let you enjoy the rest of the fight. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.
Badly hurt. Need more time. I am badly hurt.